What's going on with y'all guys, man? And girls. I know no girls watch my videos, but if y'all do, appreciate all the love. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today. But I want to talk about in today's video, your actions speak for what the words can't tell, especially if you're a person that isn't social, that don't really like talking to people, or you feel like when you're talking, you're not being listened to. And everybody can relate to that, not just me. Um, a lot of the times we think that we have friends that really mess with us for real. We think that we have people that we can put our heads on and say, oh, I thank you for being here for me and just letting me talk. Because sometimes, especially women, sometimes people just want to be heard. Sometimes people don't want to find a solution. Or I guess they do want to find a solution. They just don't want to feel like they're just getting, oh, you're complaining about this. Well, this is what I should tell you to do. Like sometimes people just need someone that's going to sit down, let them talk, let them cry, let them cry, let them do the emotional things that humans are born to do. Because we live in a world now where, especially the man, doesn't get praised for being himself. He doesn't get praised for showing who he truly is emotionally. We all got to sit up here and put up this front that we're just this tough guy, that we're just this person with all the muscles and oh, he's so brawly. That means he ain't got nothing going on for going. God dang, Cedric, speak English. You ain't got nothing wrong going in your life, and a lot of times that's just the physical appearance, because we all go through things and we all want to find something that help us cope, and our actions do the talking a lot of the times. And it don't even got to be from a healthy standpoint. It can even be from an unhealthy standpoint where you're doing alcohol, you're taking substances that aren't meant to be taken at an alarming rate. You're creating unhealthy habits, unhealthy routines. You're not doing things to get you up and at it that, when you tell somebody this, they're going to be like, oh man, he told me that he was this and that. Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. Yeah, his life is messed up right now. And, my life is way better than his. I don't really want to mess with him no more because all he doing is this, that, and third. And, those actions gives people a perspective of what they think you are, and from a positive standpoint, you're doing things like working out, drinking a lot of water, doing creative things, making ideas in your head that people are always going to judge, because we live in such a judgmental world and social media is the key factor to everything. And we don't really want to hear what other people got to say because we know they don't have any positive feedback or good criticism. It's different if people are around you and they're trying to tell you what you should do, like, oh yeah, you got to upgrade this equipment, or you got to make it feel more authentic, do what you love, even though sometimes doing what you love might not get you the money that you really want, or might not get you to the status where you want to be. We don't get that no more. And that's why we go silent, we go mute, and we just let our actions do the talking. We let what we do that don't require us to open our mouth and people see our teeth and tongue. And even then we see people get judged for even talking. People judging your teeth, people being like, oh yeah, this dude's teeth is crooked. Oh no, yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. And life, everybody not gonna be born with a perfect body. Like, people gonna go through the stages of life where they're gonna be fat, they're gonna be anorexic, they're gonna end up hairline thinning. Some people might be bald before the age of 30. That's just genetics, that's DNA, that's something that we can't control. That is what our ancestors have bled through our generations to become. That's what's flowing through us. But a lot of our actions do the talking, and majority of the time sometimes we don't even want people to see what we doing, because we might feel like it's cheesy now. We might feel like it's something that we should have done years ago. Like I was watching a video from Tyler the Creator, and he was having like this, it's like a gathering. You know how people be going through like mental things, and they have like this therapy session, but it's a group therapy session, and everybody talks about what they want to do, what they got going on, how everything is going. It was one of those things, and he was saying like, he was just saying that we should do things even if it seems cheesy and all that stuff at the time, because there's going to be a time in life where we're going to look back and be like, man, we should have done it. But now that, we've grown older and we're more mature, and we don't see that thing that we once looked at to be the platform. We don't see that as something we could do anymore because we're getting to a maturity level. And that resonated with me because with the YouTube stuff, I feel like eventually I'm gonna hit a standpoint in life where I don't want to do this no more. I'm gonna feel like at one point in time in my life, it's gonna be uh I'm gonna just call it a wake up call. It's gonna be one of those where I'm just gonna be like, hey, this is it. This is the end of the run. I'm not gonna be doing this no more. I done did everything I wanted to do. I might come out and pop out a few times out of the year, and not now, but I'm saying like when my channel grows further and further and further into that standpoint, like Corey Kenshin and Berleezy and Chris Smooth and all those people, Cash Nasty, Flight React, Solo Minati, I'm gonna reach a standpoint where I don't want to do that no more. Like I want to do things that's gonna, I'm already like, to that point, it's already gonna be generational wealth. But I want to start getting my kids together. I want to start getting my family in a situation where when people pass, because everybody everybody got a date. When people pass, it's going to be, you ain't got to really worry about working a place you don't want to work at no more. Like it's already set in stone. You know what you're going to do. You know your investments. You know this, you know that. And mind you, I don't know about investments, but I'm just saying, for example. But yeah, there's going to be a point in time where the stuff we do is just going to feel outdated. It's going to feel burnt out. And we done milked and did everything that we could have possibly done. Especially in today's era where everybody wants to be this. And it's like a lot of us are doing this repetitively. A lot of us are making the same stuff over and over and over. And there's no originality anymore. There's no uniqueness, if that makes sense. But yeah, our actions do a lot of the talking. Our actions are very much loud, as I might say. Actions speak louder than words, as they say. And when people see that, people start to, like I said, make judgments about you. And you start making judgments about yourself. Because when you do a routine every day, you start to calculate, your brain starts to calculate everything that you're doing in your life now. It starts to process time. It starts to process the effort, the withdrawals, the times you run through a wall and you kept going. It starts to sometimes develop and sometimes it starts to deteriorate. And when you get to that point where your brain starts developing a habit that it can't get away from or it gets used to, it becomes your life. Everybody out here is working jobs that they hate, and I myself is included. But you get to a point where that it's like, you work that job, but you kind of used to it already. Like you kind of used to the nagging bosses, and you're used to the gossiping employees that you work with. You get used to the breaks that are 15 minutes and really all you're doing is just sitting down and eating unhealthy garbage, and then you getting back up and doing the same thing over and over like a robot. Your brain gets used to that stuff. And I'm not saying that it's a healthy thing, but I'm just making it as an example of like the workplace. But when it comes to outside the workplace, like you going to sleep early, or you eat dinner at a specific time, you go work out at a specific time, you wake up early in the morning, you drink water for this amount of times throughout the day, you play the game for this amount of time throughout the day, you hang out with the fam on occasion, like your brain develops a habit, it develops a routine, and it's Your brain is powerful. Like your brain is talking to you without even it saying anything. When you sit down and when you sit back, you get moments where you're not saying anything, but it's like your brain is telling you what you should do. Like that's your inner thought telling you something. And that's because of the actions that you have done throughout your whole life. It almost defines you. It almost makes you who you are. And when you develop that habit, when you develop that consistency, it's hard to break away from, and people gonna kind of put that stamp. They're gonna put that word on you. That's who you are. When they say describe this person in one word, that's that word that is because of your actions. And when people, a lot of people be talking, a lot of people be, saying a lot of things. We say stuff every day. We talk all the time, every day, men and women. We talk about stuff that ain't even relevant. But that is just some of the stuff just goes one ear in and out the other. And sometimes we just be talking just to talk so we can feel heard. But the actions really do all the talking. When people say thank you, you say you welcome. Even from a person that you don't know, you're just saying, oh, you're welcome, because you're programmed to, you're programmed to respond to positivity. You're programmed to respond to these type of things because since we were born, we were told what to and what not to do. How to respect your elders, how to hold the door for a lady or a man that got kids and family going through. Like literally a couple of days ago, I went out to dinner with my mom for her birthday. And just off simple things, you holding the door, saying thank you, or you nod your head, or you walking out in public and you see you and another person make eye-to-eye contact, especially if it's someone older than you, and you hit the little how you doing, Now, if you're a YN, then that's different. They might look at you like and clutch their purse or something. but no, for real though, like we're programmed to do these things. And yeah, that's really it for real. Your actions speak louder than words, bro. And sometimes we don't even recognize it. Like sometimes we wake up and we be like, dang, like I'm really doing this every day. And it's more like that adrenaline. And it's more like it's like what is it called? Cause I ain't gonna try to figure it out. That's gonna waste too much time in the video. It's already 12 minutes, but basically, man, the actions speak for what the words can't tell, or for what the words are trying to tell. But yeah, man, that's all I have for today's video, man. I'm about to just go outside and go for like a run around the neighborhood or something, get my body active. Ain't trying to just sit in the house and do nothing because I have nothing to do. Hopefully y'all taking care of yourselves though. Y'all staying up, staying motivated, staying positive, staying disciplined, staying yourself. I love each and every one of y'all. Comment down below if you can relate to this. We're gonna keep this going. We're gonna keep thriving. And shoot, you could probably even learn something from this video. Probably learn something about yourself that you didn't even know. But yeah, catch you on the next one, man. Love y'all. Peace.